Hello viewers and Happy New Year. This is Lucy Mworia, the founder of Lucy Mworia Networks. Welcome to Lucy Mworia Networks and thank you so much for your support. If you have not subscribed yet, please subscribe so that you don't miss some of these very serious educative programs that we do have. Today we have a guest from a different sector who is an environmentalist in Kenya. He is the founder of Dele Calaso Africa. He is also a director in Castlink Africa Agency, where you can buy trees. He is concentrating on trees. He is making our country green. He is fighting climate change. And this guy is none other than Honorable Caleb Burudi.
Yes.
Caleb.
Yes.
Karibu, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you.
How are you?
My fellow founder. I'm also the founder of the Calaso Africa.
Okay.
Yes.
Nice to see you today.
Yes.
And Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you.
So here we are at your farm today at Kirara Pond in Karen, Nairobi. And this is where the farm, we came right in the middle of trees, where Caleb is planting trees. Tell us about this farm.
Yeah, this is one of our nurseries. We have a number of them. We have this one in Nairobi, Karen. We have another nursery in Kakamega, Kakunga, Shilongo, in particular Malava constituency. And we have another one in Malindi, where we just founded it. And we also intend to go around the country. In 1 week or so, we'll be starting another nursery around Chul Hills in Kibwezi. We have an intention of really participating in the climate change initiative. This is an initiative that is about 2 years. We started and then Corona came in. We survived the challenges. Of course, it was an opportunity for this in terms of it made us found one of the major projects, the police 1 million trees to arrest climate change. This is a project that we partner up with the police, and we are planting, we are growing trees in police stations, at least 100 trees per police station, where we have so far covered quite a bit of a number of police stations. We have covered all the police stations in Kakamega, right from Huisero to Likuyani, all the police stations. We have covered Vihiga, right from Luanda to Hamisi. We have covered Kajiado from Ngong to Loitoktok. We have covered almost all the police stations in Nairobi, apart from a few in Embakasi. We have also covered a number of police stations in Coast, including Changamwe Police Station, Kwale Police Station. We have covered Naivasha Police Station, and we have also partnered with a number of churches, individual schools, like here at the Kalarapon Primary School. I have also a group of youth for peace in Ololua Forest. I have partnered with them, given a number of trees. We are also recently, when the president was launching the tree planting in Ngong Hills, I was invited, but I was away in Western. I joined the Deputy County Commissioner of Kakamega North to plant trees in the Malaba Forest. We have also another nursery, a very strategic nursery in Huisero, in Misango Hill. This is a very, I have a passion about it because it's going to be one of the, I'm going to change Misango Hill from Misango Hill to Hill of Oil, where we are going to plant croton, and we will be harvesting the nuts for biofuels. So that hill is going to change very much. We are going to plant there about 200,000 seedlings. We have already established our nursery there. We have 20,000 tubed, and we have seeds of about 200 to 300 seedlings.
Wow, that's a wow. Yes. Now, Caleb, all this work you've done the last 2 years, what is it that really motivates you? This is not even a business. You don't sell these trees. Like I've been listening, this is a symbio, right? Yes. So what motivates you?
Really, I may not really put a finger on one thing, but there are quite a number of things. One, I'm a passionate, since I was young, I was passionate about planting trees. Really, my trees are aged even when I was still in primary school. I was also in scouting, I was a leader in Scout, and I loved the environment. Used to make trips to Kakamega Forest, but more particularly, I am one of the proponents of the new constitution that we have, the 2010 constitution that we have. So as a leader, I was elected to be the leader of Yes campaign. So I went through the constitution, and I've been finding my footing in what I can do about this constitution. Of course, I'm aspiring in some of the leadership so that I can influence some issues, but more importantly, there is a provision in the constitution, Article 69, that says it is an obligation of every Kenyan, every person must work with the government to plant trees. Actually, it says in particular that every person...
To plant trees?
Yes, every person has it says every person has a duty to cooperate with the state organs and other persons to protect and conserve the environment and ensure ecological sustainability, sustainable development, and use of natural resources.
So having taken part in that constitution, you found it is your duty,
yes,
to do what it says.
And coincidentally,
yeah,
when I was in the university, I got distinction in environment studies.
Wow.
So the unit of environment. So really, I'm at home with the environment.
Wow.
Yes.
Now, when you are planting these trees, we know there are so many types of trees. Like, what kind of trees work for you, or why did you choose the trees? That what kind do you have here?
I have a general way. I say I plant forest trees. This means indigenous trees. I'm very particular on the supporting our forests and climate change, so that I know we are in danger. As I've said while I was in school, we learn about how the earth is endangered by this climate change thing, the loss of the ozone layer, and we need, there's a lot of emission of carbon into the air. So we need really to develop carbon sinks. And the best carbon sinks are trees. So I am very particular about planting the indigenous trees for carbon absorption.
Like which specific ones do you have here?
Like now, I had a number of trees, especially those that are, one, that are resilient, and two, that are easy for regeneration. In other words, we have seeds available. But it's more important that the trees that you are seeing here, this is called Croton macalacarpus. Croton macalacarpus has come to have almost triple benefits that are very critical. But one of them in particular, it is the biofuels. We have, or can I say that I've come here to establish refineries that they are using the croton nuts to produce biofuels.
Here in Kenya?
In Kenya. We have our potential partner who is coming on board from Italy, the ENI. We are looking at possibilities of cooperating with them to do a number of 30,000 acres with the NYS in Samburu, Kilimo.
So like specifically this one, I've not been to the other nurseries. Yes. This one in Kararapon, like how many trees do you have? It's so huge.
Yeah.
How many seedlings do you have?
You know, there's a principle in wealth.
Yeah.
That until you are unable to count all the monies that you have, that is now when you are wealthy. Really, I may not have, but this is between 3 to 5 million.
In this particular, in Kararapon?
In Kararapon alone. In Kakamega, I also have a number of trees. I've just put up a nursery in Malindi, Kanyanyala or something, that will be able to have like 1 million trees. Because I'm also trying to spread the wings to reduce cost on
transportation, on logistics.
Because logistics could be a bit very expensive.
Now we
need to achieve. And
we
also,
just saw your stores. We saw a lot of seeds.
Yeah, maybe if I come there, I don't want to forget that one of the motivation.
Yeah.
I feel I'm a leader. You know, I took a course on leadership and management, and I have a responsibility on that front because my studies gives me an authority in that area. And I'm able to look at what leadership is doing, the world leadership.
And Linda is an influencer.
Yeah, when you look at Biden, the American president, the first signature that signed official signature that was appended was on climate change. When you look at the chairman, the AU chairman, Tshisekedi, his particular first agenda of AU as we speak is climate change. The former president and now our president, Dr. William Samoei Ruto, has put climate change as very particular. You realize every meeting that he has, he spends like 2-3 minutes to talk about climate change. This is a matter that cannot wait. We have to move, we have to do. But you know what? I'm trying to do things differently. I know that there's quite a bit of talk around climate change, but little action. I've decided to start it the other way around. Action, then talk. So that we need to achieve it. Action, then talk. Now we just visited your stores. 5 billion trees is not going to be a joke. We saw a lot of seeds. Yes. And they are for these plants that the seedlings that you have here. Yes. Do you import them? No, no, no. These are locally found. In fact, the current sale, you know, now it's you know, the seasons of seeding and yielding is different. Now, the eastern part of Kenya is yielding these cotton seeds. In fact, the seeds that I'm planting in western, I'm also getting them from Nairobi. I have women who help me to collect these seedlings around. Like cash or laborers? Yes, 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 yes. From the area? Cash or regular, from here. It's getting employment, I pay. About, like how many? About 200 shillings per tepe. Or, so you engage like how many women? Because we've seen like tons of the seeds. Yes, in a particular day, here in Karen, I'm having between 20 and 50 women helping me to do these casuals. We call the pricking, tubing, and arrangement. You know, a nursery must be clean. Look around. You will see it is. How clean it's supposed to be. So it is a daily issue. Watering of these seedlings. So yeah, there is a bit of labor part of it. So it's an intensive labor. It's an labor intensive. Like generally, how many number of workers do you have here? All the nurseries put together and what we are doing, it could be like 100 to 150. You have engaged? Yeah, we are engaging. The people who are feeding through these nurseries? Yes. Wow. Now these trees, they are like how many feet right now here? They are actually, when you look at them now, they are about 6 inches. And when do you transfer them? When they are 12 inches. 12 inches. 12 inches is like one ruler that you used in school. So how? 1 feet actually. Because you have a big picture, like when these trees, I'm imagining them in Kenya, the places where they will be, it will be a total forest. Yes. Like this forest we are seeing right here. How long does this tree take to grow, to be productive, to get the seeds and to start the oil thing to the factories? Cotton will be taking like 3 to 4 years to start fruiting. Wow. But in less than 2 years, I'll show you some of the trees that we planted here. In less than 2 years, 2.5 years, it should be able now to be a forest. It will be 5 feet above the ground. And in 5 years, in 4 to 5 years, we are getting the fruits. And the fruits, 1 kilo, it is costing between 14 and 25 shillings. So are you trying to say this is again at the end of the day, if you plant these trees, it will be business? And that's what I'm saying, that I'm very passionate about Misango Hill, that the community association of Misango, Forest Community Association of Misango, will be harvesting these seeds and supplying and earning from that. So people will see the benefit. They don't have to destroy trees. I'll be talking to the government to find it fit that some of the plantation that we have, that we normally harvest, we may have to put on indigenous trees that they don't have to destroy a tree to benefit from it. So what is your plan of disseminating all these trees? You know, you said it's not for business, it is a symbiote, it is to help the environment. So what plans do you have? Who are you going to use to make sure that these trees are spread all over the country? I've had partners in different shapes and sizes. Yeah. Individuals will come, I'll give them trees. I have, every other day, I'm seeing interest come up. Like just today, when I visited the Kakamega North and we planted trees, the team is looking like we are going to plant a 30 kilometers road, trees, these trees, from Kaburengu to Kakamega. Wow. About 5 5 to 10 meters apart. It's going to cost like 10, and we in collaboration with the local administration.
I know, Mheshimiwa Caleb,
Yes.
you worked several other jobs with the government, with whatever NGOs you have worked, and eventually you stopped. This is a huge transition,
Yes.
and this is what you're doing full-time now besides politics.
Yes.
And this is like a transition. Some people would call it retirement when you came from that job of being waiting for end month salary. Yes. It's like, we said now, we don't call it, like you are retiring to go and die, but you retire and be useful. Yes. So what you do tell other people who have done this kind of transition like you, other people who are planning to retire, or the people who have retired, how can this kind of business
There is a popular saying going around that Mapema is the best. Mapema is best.
Yeah.
Mapema is best.
Yeah.
I believe that this sector, the greening sector, has a huge potential. There is also a saying that if you want to invest in 50 years, then plant a tree. Because a tree that you plant that takes 20 to 50 years, it will have huge income. I had mentioned earlier to you off the set that I was making a construction in Western Kenya, and I was able to buy one tree, plugam, at 60,000 shillings.
One.
That tree, one tree. I have also been thinking, and I'll be making a proposal about school children as investment. If a child can be able to plant some trees, I was thinking of coming up with a project called doing 20 trees in school and 20 trees at home. It can provide school fees for that child after 5 years, after 10 years.
Let's talk about retirement.
Yes. So that, what I'm trying to say that if you are clever enough and you are able to plant trees, you can retire very comfortably. You would not be worried about your pension scheme, whether it's going to yield. It's a sure thing. It can even increase what I would call the dignity of a man in a home. You know, when you are retired, sometimes you go back with the village and you're waiting for your pension, you're struggling. But when you planted trees when you are a young person, you will be selling those trees. It will be also helping you around home. You can have fuel, even respect in the home. Even your daughter-in-laws, when they're looking for firewood, they need to talk to you nicely. They'll respect you as an old man. But you know, when you have nothing that you can give, I mean, nobody will respect you. You know, respect is earned.
So planting trees can be a good way of...
sure way of pension or retirement plan.
You can sell your trees.
Yes, you can sell them. You also, not even selling, even sitting under a tree. Which tree do you want to go to sit under when you're an old man and you are not going to work? You have all the time at home. You will not be going to the neighborhood for a tree to sit down.
Whose tree?
And you are working, you are putting on suits in Nairobi. Now you are at home and you cannot even have a tree at home. You have to go to a neighbor's place where there's a shade. I mean, and I know the climate change is also eating us. So it will be very hot. You need to sit under a tree. Whose tree are you going to sit
So
under?
you must plant a tree.
You must plant trees, in fact, for the young generation. And I pray that my children will realize this and do a lot and emulate what I'm doing. Because that also makes you look like a man, or a real man. Yeah?
How about a woman?
Yeah, women maybe, but you see, a woman wants to be sheltered by a man. So if I have a tree, I can easily call you to have a conversation under my tree. So really, that makes me feel like I'm a man. And I think it's a nice thing.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
So the men who are not really, you know, right now, they are hiding under being busy in cities and all that, sitting under the...
So where do you want to see yourself in the next 5 years? Where do you see this thing be?
My target, I will be on the top of the world. I will be a global leader in terms of climate change. I'm going to plant, I'm focused to plant 250 million trees with my partners. And that's
in Kenya?
I want to go. Yes.
In the next 5 years?
In the next 5 years. Each year, I want to do 50 million trees. That is why I'm expanding on the nurseries so that I reduce. You see, there are a few challenges that we have in doing nurseries. Water and also, you know, trees is, as I said, is labor intensive. So you may not have a lot of people coming because I may not have to be mobilizing 1,000 people to come and plant 1 million trees in a day in one place. But I can have them spread and easily have that numbers.
Now that you're talking about the whole country, look at the camera, talk our county leaders and our national government. What would you like them to do? What do you think they can do as leaders of this country?
I will knock on the doors. The leaders are also led. Leaders are advised. Those that may not be keen on this, I will be advising them. I'll be knocking on the doors and make sure that, and because I have the constitutional foundation, the constitutional obligation to work with any government official, to work with me, to do this work. So I'll be going there. I intend to do quite a bit of that. But you see...
what is your expectation? What would you expect from them? What support do you need from the county governments and the national government?
We will not achieve this on our own. I need the government goodwill, and I want to thank the police force, especially the DIG for Kenya Police, Mr. Mbukwa. When I met him casually, and I spoke to him about this, and he allowed me to go around the police station planting trees. His PA was very instrumental. And you see, he could easily coordinate my planting of trees. And it was very easy, because sometimes when coordination could be too expensive for an individual like me to do. So you need people who can support you. So I want to urge the leaders that leaders must be in the leadership. And the leadership right now must be able to deal with a problem. And I know you also, you are my colleague in that leadership training. Leaders must be able to deal with a problem in a distance. The biggest challenge the world has today is the climate change. So any person who calls himself a leader and is not seeing the climate change challenge, then he's not in leadership. He's not ahead, he's behind.
Are there challenges you met through establishment of this?
Yes.
What are some of
First of all, the challenges that you will quickly have, sometimes ignorance. It takes you a bit of time to learn, to understand this. You need to understand that water must be available full time. You know, right now, like it's looking like it's wet. But when, the seedlings are prepared during the dry period,
the dry spell,
so that you are ready by the onset of rain,
by the onset of rain
to plant. So you really need that water around, and it's costly, especially when the fuel is now expensive. For me to pump some water for the 10,000 liters, I need 2,000, 3,000, and I may need more than that a day.
So you have a borehole?
Yes, I don't. I'm getting from a stream, getting water right from a stream around here. So I just need to pump and have the infrastructure.
And you say these are all personal initiatives?
It's personal
no one right now is sponsoring you?
Actually, the pump, Khan General gave me the pump for the water. So I need to appreciate them. And this is something that will take but passion, commitment. You know, every day before you go anywhere else. This is a nursery. It's just like a baby, like a mother. I'm a mother of trees. A time comes when you find them drying up and you feel like it's a big loss. It reminds me of sometimes back I lost a dog and I was so attached to it. I felt very bad. I can come here and when I find the trees are dying, I feel very bad. I can't
so as we wind up, Caleb,
yes.
There are a lot of people out there who may think that if you want to make your own forest, small forest, you need a lot of land. Do you really need a lot of land? Or this youth might think, oh, we don't have land. Where do you think someone can steal us an obligation to have some trees somewhere?
The millions I'm talking about, the 5 million I'm talking about, I've not even covered an acre of land. And you want to plant in the field.
Because we need to encourage people to plant the trees.
In the field, depending on the use of the trees, but at least 500 trees per acre. 500 trees per acre.
So even if you are living in half an acre, you can have 200, trees, yes. At least 200 trees.
Yes, but for the shade purpose, even if you have 10 trees in a shed,
in your plot?
Yes, it's more than good enough.
Wow.
One tree will cover a circumference of about 20 meters or 10 meters. The canopy. You know, you look at the size of the canopy.
Yes.
So yeah, you may not need too many trees but at least have a tree.
Wow.
Even if you cannot do anything else, just have. You know, the good thing about a tree, it's not costly. You sleep hungry, the tree is growing. You eat, the tree is growing. It rains, you know, once it survives, it will just grow.
So thank you so much, Caleb. And this is Caleb Burudi, our environmentalist here in Kenya. And if you have not subscribed yet to Lucy Mworia Network, please do so you do not miss these enticing programs that we do have. And Caleb says, plant a tree, even if it's one. In the next 5 years, you have made a difference for yourself. You have made a difference.
More action,
less talk.
Yes.
Let's plant trees. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
God bless you.
Also, I should maybe conclude by thanking you. This is the first time I'm having such a publicity and interview. Of course, as I've said earlier, I was not very keen on publicity. I'm a journalist by profession. I know the importance of it. But as I said, I wanted to do things differently. It's quite a bit of talk in climate change and less action. I don't want to be like that. I want to be the opposite.
Caleb?
Thank you so much.
Less talk,
yes.
More action.
More action.
Plant trees. Thank you. Happy New Year, my good
Happy
people.
New Year to everybody.